And here we go. We are here in the Junk Shop Library. I am your host, the Junk Shop Librarian. We are the home of the one, the only improv Bible study, the only Bible study on YouTube where we read every word of the King James Bible and then mock it as mercilessly as it deserves. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. We'll be doing Joshua chapter 16 today. We've made it this far since January. Oh, hello, Molly. Molly says this is a nice surprise. I hope it continues to be a nice surprise. It's working okay so far. We had all kinds of fun here before I realized that I hadn't in fact gone live and was still in preview mode. Old man Junk Shop learns new tricks. All right, Joshua, 16th chapter. Not 19, like I said originally. Let's see what we got. And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east, to the wilderness that goeth up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel, and goeth out from Bethel to Luz, and passeth along unto the borders of Archi to Ataroth, and goeth down westward to the coast of Japhleti, unto the coast of Beth Horon the nether, and to Gazer, and goings out thereof are at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim, took their inheritance. And the border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was thus. Even the border of their inheritance on the east side was Ataroth Adar unto Beth Horon the upper. And the border went out toward the sea to Michmethah on the north side. And the border went about eastward unto Taanath Shiloh, and passed by it on the east to Janohah. And it went down from Janohah to Ataroth, and to Naaroth, and came to Jericho, and went out at Jordan. The border went out from Tappuah westward unto the river Kana, and the goings out thereof were at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim by their families. And the separate cities for the children of Ephraim were among the inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. And they drave not out the Canaanites that dwelt in Gazer, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day, and serve under tribute. And that is chapter 16. Or, as I'm sore tempted to call it, chapter 15.1. I heard Molly says it's working great on her end. Fantastic. And thank you. I'd heard back in the Bible and studying days of my youth that some of the chapter divisions, particularly in the Old Testament, really and truly were as arbitrary as they appear to be. That some of them, as far as any scholars can tell, really just are divided where they are because apparently some ancient scholar ran out of ink or had to take a nap or had to go to matins or whatever. And that's apparently what happened between the lengthiness and the fascination that was chapter 15 and that little smudgy postscriptum to 15 that they decided to call chapter 16, all 10 verses of it. All right, well, thanks for joining us. Have a nice day. No, I'm kidding. We are going to go ahead and go into the next chapter, which I scanned a little into and at least saw people talk to one another, so there might actually be something to happen. Who knows? Joshua 17th chapter. And I made it through 16 without them, but 17's a little bit longer, so we gotta acknowledge our age and how poorly we slept. Pardon me, one moment. Molly says, no! Molly says, yay! It's good to have such an engaged and interactive audience. I do love this era of technology we're living in. I know I bitch about it all the time, but I really and truly do love it. 17. There was also a... Oh, Jesus. Sorry, forgot about the half-tribe of Manasseh. There was also lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war. Therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. There was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for the children of Abiezer, and for the children of Halek, and for the children of Azriel, and for the children of Shechem, and for the children of Hefer, and for the children of Shemidah. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families. But Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah and Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, does this sound vaguely familiar to anybody else? Before the princes, saying, the Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of their father. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side of Jordan. Because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead. And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Michmethah, that lieth before Shechem, and the border went along to the right hand unto the inhabitants of En-tappuah. Now Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. And the coast descended unto the river Kanah, southward of the river. These cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh was also on the north side of the river, and the outgoings of it were at the sea. Southward it was Ephraim's, and northward it was Manasseh's, and the sea is his border. And they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar on the east. And Manasseh had in Issachar and in Asher Beth-shean and her towns, and Ibleam and her towns, the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Endor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Taanach and her towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, even 3 countries. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. Yet it came to pass, when the children of Israel were waxen strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but did not utterly drive them out. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, why hast thou given me but 1 lot and 1 portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people, forasmuch as the Lord hath blessed me hitherto? And Joshua answered them, if thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for thee. And the children of Joseph said, the hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron, both they who are of Beth-shean and her towns, and they who are in the valley of Jezreel. Joshua spoke unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, thou art a great people, and hast great power. Thou shalt not have not 1 lot only, but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down, and the outgoings of it shall be thine. For thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. There we have Joshua 17, in which something finally starts to happen. Great koogly moogly on burnt toast. We've been trapped in basics of biblical map making for so long and almost forgotten what it was like for something to actually happen. All right. So, Joshua gave that whole mountain to the children of Joseph, and the children of Joseph belly ached and complained. Yeah, yeah, they do. At least the children of Joseph. Yep, wrong click. I may have to read 18 now that I flashed it up on the screen. All right, so the children of Joshua, or of Joseph rather, come to Joshua and say, we don't have enough territory. There's too many of us. And he says, you know what? There is a lot of y'all. Tell you what, since you're so big and bad and impressive and require more territory, why don't you hire yourselves up to the mountain where the giants live and cut down their forests and drive out the giants? And they said, we don't wanna, but we can't go down in the plain because they have iron chariots down there and we're on foot and have donkeys. Joshua says, you know what? That's a good point. They've got the iron chariots down there, and we can't compete with that. So I tell you what the Lord can compete with is giants. That territory up in the woods is going to be yours up the mountain. So go up there and cut down the forest, and God will take care of those giants for you as a consolation prize for him not being able to take care of them iron chariot having motherfuckers down the lane. This is a weird book. But since something's finally happening, and since it's not time to feed the fish yet, we're going to keep on rolling. We're going into chapter 18. If you are looking ahead and scanning through, we're going to have a nice little place marker here, in case you're just looking at the thumbnails. I wish I'd thought of that for 17. I'll get the hang of this shit one of these days, y'all. We may be in Lamentations by the time I do, but we'll get the hang of it one of these days. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of the congregation there, and the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes which had not yet received their inheritance. How? Sorry. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, how long are ye slack to go to possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers hath given you? Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall rise and go through the land, and describe it according to the inheritance of them, and they shall come again to me. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coasts on the north. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord. But the Levites have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses the servant of the Lord gave them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, go and walk through the land, and describe it, and come again to me, that I may here cast lots for you before the Lord in Shiloh. And the man went and passed through the land, and described it by cities into 7 parts in a book, and came again to Joshua to the host at Shiloh. Ah, oral tradition. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord, and there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the coast of their lot came forth between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. And their border on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north side, and went up through the mountains westward, and the goings out thereof were at the wilderness of Beth-aven. And the border went over from thence toward Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Beth-el, southward. And the border descended to Ataroth Adar, near the hill that lieth on the south side of the nether Beth-horon. And the border was drawn thence, and compassed the corner of the sea southward, from the hill that lieth before Beth-horon southward. And the goings out thereof were at Kirjath-baal, which is Kirjath-jearim, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west quarter. And the south quarter was from the end of Kirjath-jearim, and the border went out on the west, and went to the well of waters of Nephtoah. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lieth before the valley of the son of Hinnom, and which is in the valley of the giants on the north, and descended to the valley of Hinnom in the side of Jebusi on the south, and descended to En-rogel, and was drawn from the north, and went forth to En-shemesh, and went forth unto Geliloth, which is over against the going up of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan the son of Reuben, and passed along toward the side over against Arabah northward, and went down unto Arabah. And the border passed along to the side of Beth-hoglah northward, and the outgoings of the border were at the north bay of the salt sea in the south end of Jordan. This was the south coast. And Jordan was the border of it on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, by the coasts thereof round about, according to their families. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth-hoglah, and the valley of Keziz, and Beth-arabah, and Zemaraim, and Beth-el, and Avim, and Parah, and Ophrah, and Chephar-ha-monai, and Ophni, and Gaba, 12 cities with their villages. Gibeon, and Ramah, and Beeroth, and Mizpeh, and Chepharoth, and Mozah, and Rechem, and Irpeel, and Taralah, and Zelah, Eleph, and Jebusi, which is Jerusalem, Gibeath, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to their families. And just think, there's only 6 more uninherited parcels of land yet to go. Do we really? Let's see. Great coogly moogly. This goes on for some time. I'm sore tempted to plow through the rest of this inheritances of land and border writing stuff so that we don't have to deal with it next time. And we can just go ahead and have something happen in the next chapter, and hopefully we won't lose any more subscribers during this live stream. Had a couple of people leave us out of the library over the last week or so. It's made the librarian right sad. Reach out to your friends. Replace our numbers and replenish our ranks. He wailed into the ether. Yeah, because there was absolutely nothing. That was just basics of biblical map making, episode 3. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going and get rid of this mess. Hey, if Fight the Flat Earth can stream for 20 hours like he's going to do next week, Junk Shop can stream for 4 chapters. Molly says, do it! And so much of this book involves will. Yes, it does. Wills and inheritance and birthrights. That's probably a substantial portion of what we've had so far. Of course, we're only on page 115. In, y'all, really tiny type. This screenshot right here, if I can pull this out, this is going to be the screenshot for this episode, because this is insanity. Okay. Let's see. All right, 19. Inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to their families. We're going to another place marker. Oh, Molly can't stay. Or no, Julie can't stay. Sorry, we got Molly and Julie. Alrighty. I love you too, dear. I can't talk and type at the same time. It's funny, I can walk and chew gum, but I can't type and talk. All right, here we go. Chapter 19. For this vast cloud of witnesses, just absolutely a tingle to know what comes next. Turn in your dollar store Bibles to page 115 if you want to follow along. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families. And their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. And they had in their inheritance Beersheba and Sheba and Molada and Hazar Shual and Bala and Azem and Eltolad and Bethul and Hormah and Ziklag and Beth Markaboth and Hazar Susah and Beth Lebaoth and Sharuhen, 13 cities and their villages. Ain, Ramon, and Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities and their villages. And all the villages that were round about these cities, to Baaloth Beir, Ramoth of the south. This is the inheritance of the children of the tribe of the children of Simeon, according to their families. Out of the portion of the children of Judah was the inheritance of the children of Simeon. For the part of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of them. I bet that went over well. And the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun according to their families, and the border of their inheritance was unto Sarid, and their border went up toward the sea, and Marala, and reached unto Dabasheth, and reached to the river that is before Jokneam, and turned from Sarid eastward toward the sunrising unto the border of Chisloth Tabor, and then goeth out to Dabarath, and goeth up to Japhia, and from thence passeth and from thence passeth on along to the east, to Gittah Hefer, to Ittah Kazin, and goeth out to Ramon Methawar, to Nia. And the border compasseth it on the north side to Hanathon, and the outgoings thereof are in the valley of Jiphthahel, and Kata, and Nahalal, and Shimron, and Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. Someplace we've heard of. Who'd have ever thought? Bethlehem, house of new baked bread. Bakerville, whence ultimately Messiah will arise. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun, according to their families, these cities with their villages. The fourth lot came out to Issachar, for the children of Issachar, according to their families. And their border was toward Jezreel, and Chesuloth, and Shunem, and Haphraim, and Sihon, and Anaharath, and Rabbith, and Kishion, and Abez, and Remeth, and En-Ganim, and En-Hadah, and Beth-Pazez. Anybody want to rap to Tabor, and Shahazimah, and Beth Shemesh, and the outgoings of their border were at Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families. And their border was Helkath, and Hali, and Beten, and Achshaph, and Alamelech, and Amad, and Mishael, and reacheth to Sihor Libnath, and turneth toward the sunrising to Beth Dagon, and reacheth to Zebulun, and to the valley of Jiphthahel toward the north side of Beth Emek, and Neiel, and goeth out to Kabul on the left hand, and Hebron, and Rehob, and Hammon, and Cana, even unto great Zidon. And then the coast turneth to Ramah, and to the strong city Tyre. And the coast turneth to Hosah, and the outgoings thereof are at the sea from the coast to Achzib. Umah also, and Aphek and Rehob, 21 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot came out to the children of Naphtali, even for the children of Naphtali according to their families. And their coast was from Heleph, from Alon to Zaananim, and Adami, Nekheb, and Jabneel, unto Lachum, and the outgoings thereof were at Jordan. And then the coast turneth westward to Aznoth Tabor, and goeth out from thence to Hukok, and reacheth to Zebulun on the south side, and reacheth to Asher on the west side, and to Judah upon Jordan toward the sun rising. And the fenced cities are Ziddim, Zer, and Hamath, Rakath, and Kinnereth, and Adamah, and Ramah, and Hazor, and Kedesh, and Edrei, and Enhazor, and Iron, and Migdal El, Horem, and Beth Anath, and Beth Shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families. And the coast of their inheritance was Zorah, and Eshtaol, and Ir-shemesh, and Sha'alabin, and Ajalon, and Jethlah, and Elon, and Thimnathah, and Ekron, and Eltekeh, and Gibbethon, and Baalath, and Jehud, and Benabarak, and Gathrimmon, and Mejarkon, and Rakon, with the border before Japho. And the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them. Therefore the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and dwelt therein, and called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they had made an end of dividing the land for inheritance by their coasts, the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua the son of Nun among them. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which he asked, even Timnath-serah in Mount Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt therein. These are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel divided for an inheritance by lot in Shiloh before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they made an end of dividing the country. And an end of chapter 19. Molly says, woot! Said that sometime back, but still. Okay, well, we finally got our promised land all divided out. Finally got here. Finally got it divided out. Didn't think that was ever going to happen, and we didn't have to wander in the wilderness for 50 years in the same pair of shoes. Turn that around. I don't keep dragging my mug handle against my microphone. Yeah, Jesus Christ, these names, Molly says. No kidding. Can you imagine if you were doing this as an audio book and you had to go through a minimum of each chapter without making a mistake or an inflection error? I know it's been done, but holy crap, how many takes did some of this take? I mean, this is as bad as Tolkien. But we're finally into the promised land. The promised land that was promised way the hell back in Yahweh's floating lamp days. Finally got it parceled out amongst all the children of Israel, including the sticks in the mud who tried to stay on the other side Jordan and got themselves tiny little shares and still had to do the war fighting for all their trouble. Oh, I says, not without learning Hebrew. Yeah, seriously. That should be the subtitle of the book of Joshua. Joshua, not without learning Hebrew. I took Hebrew in high school, actually. And it's not a hard language, but it's a very different language. And I'll be honest, I didn't retain a whole lot. I retained the textbooks. Languages actually are on this shelf right here. And I've still got the workbook around here somewhere, too. That may be downstairs for some weird reason. Oh, all right. So we got, sorry, I keep getting distracted. I've got a snail that's trying to climb the roots of a not technically aquatic plant, and I can't figure out how he's managed to do that. Weird. Riveting content. You tuned in for the riveting. You got the riveting. All right. Well, wasn't a lot to sink our teeth into there, was there? At least in the last chapter, we had giants and tribesmen with iron chariots that God couldn't overpower. Maximally powerful. Not omnipowerful, just maximally powerful. Not stronger than anything, but stronger than wooden chariots and bronze chariots, just not iron. Who's up for chapter 20? How long have we been going? There's not a counter in this software. That's funny. That's going up on the screen. This riveted as Rosie. I love it. All right. Well, you made the mistake of saying something. So you and I don't think Julie's still sticking around. She had to leave because she's at work. But Molly and I are going to plunge into chapter 20. Don't think anybody else is. Oh, there's a counter. Check that out. Dang, I've already been going for 32 minutes. This did not feel like 32 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun, y'all. And when you're stumbling over Bronze Age Semitic place names. All right. Get us another little place enumerator up on the screen. As if anybody's going to watch this on replay, right? "20. The Lord," oh shoot, the Lord's going to talk. Hadn't happened in a minute. "The Lord also spake unto Joshua, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint out for you cities of refuge, whereof I spake unto you by the hand of Moses, that the slayer that killeth any person unawares and unwittingly may flee thither, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. And when he that doth flee unto one of those cities shall stand at the entering of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city unto them, and give him a place that he may dwell among them. And if the avenger of blood pursue after him, then they shall not deliver the slayer up into his hand, because he smote his neighbor unwittingly, and hated him not beforetime. And he shall dwell in that city until he stand before congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return, and come unto his own city, and unto his own house, unto the city from whence he fled. And they appointed Kadesh in Galilee in Mount Naphtali, and Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountain of Judah. And on the other side Jordan, by Jericho eastward, they assigned Bezer in the wilderness upon the plain out of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth in Gilead out of the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan out of the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourneth among them, that whosoever killeth any person at unawares may flee thither, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation. Got these short-ass chapters up in here. That's all of chapter 20. All right. Have a memory, vague though it may be, of instituting the original. Yeah, exactly, Molly. I'm on base. You can't kill me. I didn't do it on purpose. I'm in the safe space. A vague memory of the institution of the doctrine of sanctuary cities, and I think I'm on record as being in favor of it. Of course, that was way back in Leviticus, so it was like probably in May when we last talked about this doctrine. But I kind of like the sanctuary cities concept. I think there's probably going to be some difficulty in, no pun intended, execution. But the thought that if you're chopping wood and the head flies off of your axe and brains your neighbor, or if you're up on the scaffolding and you trip and you drop a brick and it brains your neighbor, or your neighbor's drunk in the field and you're driving your ox and it steps on him and brains him, any number of ways somebody could get killed by accident in the Bronze Age. If it was an accident, you could just run away to one of these 6 cities, kind of bracketing Jordan 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. And when you got to the city, you just went to the elders and said, look, here's the deal. I was chopping wood and the head flew off my axe and hit my neighbor right in the face. He's dead now. Then they had to take you in and give you a place to stay and ply your trade. And if someone came, if the avenger of blood came after you, they weren't allowed to give you up. And you were safe in that city. And if memory serves, there was a certain radius round about the sanctuary city in the original doctrine, that where you could, like, you weren't technically confined to the walls of the city itself, but there was a certain radius of outlying territory of a sanctuary city that you were allowed to go into, probably for the case if you were a sheep herder or goat herder or some such thing, so that you could still make your living and ply your trade. Now, if you left the city or the prescribed city environs, then you were liable, and the avenger of blood could strike you down righteously. But if you stayed in the sanctuary city, you could just stay there and do your thing until whoever was in the office of high priest at the time when your offense and flight occurred died of old age / natural causes, or, well, just died however folk die. Then you could return home and to your house and to your own stuff, which wasn't to have been dispersed or given away or taken in the meantime. And I kind of like it in theory, and it works, mostly for Bronze Age fiction and for any other, kind of Robert Jordan era fantasy stuff. Kind of surprised you don't see the doctrine of sanctuary cities more in, kind of sword and sandal, sword and sorcery fantasy. Now that I think about it, seems like there's a lot of potential there. Yeah, NaNoWriMo's coming up. All right. Well, we've been going at this for right on 40 minutes. So I think I'm going to wrap this here. We've done chapter 16 through 20, basics of biblical map making, parts 2, 3, and 4, and the restatement of the doctrine of the sanctuary cities. So we'll be wrapping it here, because I'd like for there at least to be some odds of somebody to watch this after the fact. And you and I both know that any live stream that's over about 30, 40 minutes, it's a devoted fan of the channel where they actually watch it. Is that still true? Do you know? I know it was a thing back during here. I'm having a conversation. Nobody else can join in after the fact. I knew that was a thing back in the Middle Ages. Look at this. I hope nobody. That's not what I meant to say. I've not been historically very kind to any portion of my audience who is visually impaired. Molly's quote up on the screen. No, it says one can claim sanctuary for realsies in Catholic churches, and says it's still a thing. I knew it was a thing in the Middle Ages. I didn't know it was still a thing now. I imagine. I wonder for how long. Are they obligated to feed you? Like by Catholic doctrine? I don't. I'm in a. My. Oh no, my copy of the catechism's downstairs. I'll have to look that up. Interesting. I did not know that was still a thing. Be interesting to know. I bet there are parts of the country and parts of the world where law enforcement is more opening. Hey, Dave, howdy. Dave hailing us with animal noises as always. What was I saying? Oh, sanctuary, claiming sanctuary in churches. Yeah. It'd be interesting to know what various law enforcement agencies in different parts of the country and parts of the world, what their approach is to that. Imagine in, parts of Italy, parts of Spain, New Orleans. Yeah, okay. Molly says if the priest gives you sanctuary, yes. I assume that's in response to are they obligated to feed you? Interesting. Oh, I didn't know that was still a thing. I'm going to have to read up on this, y'all. My interest is piqued. Oh, my coffee is cold, but my interest is piqued. Let's see. I was about to call this, but since Dave's joined us here, we might do one more chapter. Oh, boy. More cities and suburbs just for you. It's fun to have fun, but you have to know how. This is going to be my longest live stream yet and my longest video yet. So y'all are here witnessing firsts all over the place. Joshua 21. I'll put it up on the screen for any poor soul who's trying to bounce through this after the fact. As if, right? Joshua 21. Alrighty. Then came near the heads of the fathers of the Levites unto Eleazar the priest, and unto Joshua the son of Nun, and unto the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And they spake unto them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, The Lord commanded by the hand of Moses to give us cities to dwell in, with the suburbs thereof for our cattle, And the children of Israel gave them to the Levites out of their inheritance, at the commandment of the Lord, these cities and their suburbs. And the lot came out for the families of the Kohathites and the children of Aaron the priest, which were of the Levites, had by lot out of the tribe of Judah, and out of the tribe of Simeon, and out of the tribe of Benjamin, 13 cities. And the rest of the children of Kohath had by lot out of the families of the tribe of Ephraim, and out of the tribe of Dan, and out of the half-tribe of Manasseh, 10 cities. And the children of Gershon had by lot out of the families of the tribe of Issachar, and out of the tribe of Asher, and out of the tribe of Naphtali, and out of the tribe of Manasseh in Bashan, 13 cities. The children of Merari by their families had out of the tribe of Reuben, and out of the tribe of Gad, and out of the tribe of Zebulun, 12 cities. And the children of Israel gave by lot unto the Levites these cities with their suburbs, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses. And they gave out of the tribe of the children of Judah, and out of the tribe of the children of Simeon, these cities which are here mentioned by name, which the children of Aaron, being of the families of the Kohathites, who were of the children of Levi, had, for theirs was the first lot. And they gave them the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron, in the hill country of Judah, with the suburbs thereof round about it. But the fields of the city and the villages thereof gave they to Caleb the son of Jephunneh for his possession. Thus they gave to the children of Aaron the priest Hebron with her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Libnah with her suburbs, and Jatir with her suburbs, and Eshtemoa with her suburbs, and Holon with her suburbs, and Debir with her suburbs, and Ain with her suburbs, and Juttah with her suburbs, and Beth Shemesh with her suburbs, 9 cities out of those 2 tribes. You glad you joined us today, Dave? All the cities of the children of Aaron the priests were 13 cities with their suburbs. And the families of the children of Kohath, the Levites which remained of the children of Kohath, even they had the cities of their lot out of the tribe of Ephraim. For they gave them Shechem with her suburbs in Mount Ephraim, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Gezer with her suburbs, and Kibzaim with her suburbs, and Beth Horon with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Dan, Eltekeh with her suburbs, Gibbethon with her suburbs, Aijalon with her suburbs, Gathrimmon with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the half-tribe of Manasseh, Tanakh with her suburbs, and Gathrimmon with her suburbs, 2 cities. All the cities were 10 with their suburbs, for the families of the children of Kohath that remained. And unto the children of Gershon, of the families of the Levites, out of the other half-tribe of Manasseh, they gave Golan in Bashan with her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Beeshtera with her suburbs, 2 cities. Out of the tribe of Issachar, Kishon with her suburbs, Dabarah with her suburbs, Jarmuth with her suburbs, Enganim with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Asher, Mishal with her suburbs, Abdon with her suburbs, Helkath with her suburbs, and Rehob with her suburbs, 4 cities. Somebody give me a backing track. And out of the tribe of Naphtali, Kedesh in Galilee with her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Hamath Dor with her suburbs, and Kartan with her suburbs, 3 cities. All the cities of the Gershonites, according to their families, were 13 cities with their suburbs. And unto the families of the children of Merari, the rest of the Levites, out of the tribe of Zebulun, Jokneam with her suburbs, and Karta with her suburbs, Dimnah with her suburbs, Nahalal with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Reuben, Bezer with her suburbs, and Jahazah with her suburbs, Kedemoth with her suburbs, and Mephaath with her suburbs, 4 cities. And out of the tribe of Gad, Ramoth in Gilead with her suburbs, to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Mahanaim with her suburbs, Heshbon with her suburbs, Jazer with her suburbs, 4 cities in all. So all cities for the children of Merari by their families, which were remaining of the families of the Levites, were by their lot 12 cities. All the cities of the Levites within the possession of the children of Israel were 48 cities with their suburbs. These cities were every one with their suburbs round about them. Thus were all these cities. And the Lord gave unto Israel all the land which he sware to give unto their fathers, and they possessed it, and dwelt therein. And the Lord gave them rest round about, according to all that he sware unto their fathers. And there stood not a man of all their enemies before them. The Lord delivered all their enemies into their hand. There failed not aught of any good thing which the Lord had spoken unto the house of Israel. All came to pass. Because we forgot about the Levites. I'm on base again. Yeah, so that was what? Three out of the 6 cities of refuge for the slayer by accident were given over to the priestly class to dwell therein. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so they went through all that trouble and all that rigmarole and divided out everything by lot according to thus and thus and such and so, and gave each tribe and each family their cities and their villages and their suburbs and everything, and had everything nicely divided out, and comes a knocking at the door. Joshua says, "Who is it?" They say, hey, it's us, the children of Levi. You know, the priests. Joshua says, hey, priests, what's going on? What's shaking? And the priests say, well, funny you should ask, because we was about to ask you the same thing. We noticed you're dividing up all of the promised land, and you've got it all nicely done. You know, each family and each tribe, they've got their cities and their outlying suburbs, and you know, you told some of them to go up the mountain and chop down the forests in the land of the giants, and nobody can go down in the valley because God's not strong enough to fight the iron chariots. And Joshua says, so what's your point? And the Levites say, well, you forgot something. Joshua says, I did not forget everything. I parceled out all of the land. I even gave some land to some women folks because Moses made some damn fool promise that they could inherit because their daddy didn't crank out any sons. And the Levites say, yep. So while you were doing that, and while you were fulfilling all those ancient promises, did you maybe think of any other ancient promises that hadn't been fulfilled yet? Anything hadn't been followed through on? Joshua says, no, we divided up east side Jordan and west side Jordan, all the way over to the sea and all the way down to the river of Egypt. With this whole big ass area, we've got it. You can see here on the map, it's all nicely divided up. It's, you know, everybody's taken care of, even the tribe of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh that decided to stay over on the other side. All 11. Oh, fuck me. And the Levites say, yeah. How many tribes are there? Joshua says 12. How many? I can't hear you. 12. There's 12 tribes. I know. You were supposed to get cities and suburbs. It slipped my mind. You normally don't get anything except the heave offerings and the wave offerings and the drink offerings and the, you know, enough enough food to supply the entirety of the army of Northern Virginia through the winter. And all the gold and shit that we bring to the temple. Levi'd say, yeah, but we're in the promised land now. And we'd like some of that land that was promised. Joshua says, oh, crap. Gotta do the lots again. So he goes around and draws straws or whatever and divides out some of those cities that he'd already given to some of the other tribes and says, whoops, we forgot about the priests. My bad. Gives them to the priests, including 3 of the sanctuary cities where the accidental manslayers are going to be hiding until the death of the next high priest. All righty. Well, finally something happened we could make a little fun with. Basics of biblical map making stretched on a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, I tell you that. All right, we have been streaming here for just under an hour already, and it's, good gracious, it's dragging on towards 4 o'clock. The day done got away from me. All right, so I'm going to wrap this here, not attempt anything heroic. Good to see everybody. I know Julie had to leave us, but Molly's been here from the very beginning. And Dave, thank you for dropping in. Cycle back and start from the beginning once we're done if you want to hear some more fascinating place names, but you didn't miss anything besides that. Just place names all the way through. All right, so we'll call it here. We will reconvene soon. I don't know exactly when. I'm kind of liking the live format. And hadn't gotten any feedback from the vast cloud of witnesses as to whether folks prefer the edited videos or the more freewheeling style of the live format, even with all of its various problems and bugs. So we'll have another video for you soon, and you won't have any way of knowing whether it's going to be live or not, because I won't tell you. So that you know what that means. You must ring the bell. Get on your notifications so that you'll know when I go live or when a new video comes up. And while you're down there, hit that thumbs up button for me if you would. It really truly does help, and nobody ever does it. Oh, Molly does like. Okay. Good. Sorry you're cold, Dave. It's a little chilly where I am, too. All right, so we are going to wrap it here. And until we reconvene in whatever format, everybody take care. Does Dave prefers live. All right, well, that's good to know. Dave, okay, well, that's 2 of my most powerful regulars, so that's definitely a good thing to have rattling around in the old brain pan while we plan. And her suburbs. All right, well, until we reconvene in whatever format, everybody take care. Everybody be safe. Stand against hate. Bye now.